Are you gonna get married?
Yes.
Yes! Okay, we were looking for clothing for the shoot, but it's not gonna be this. But it's something. Hey guys! I'm here with my friend Aleida, and we were just talking how awkward it is to talk into a vlog. We decided today to tape a vlog. Aleida and I have known each other for, I don't know actually, like 5 years?
No, longer.
Longer?
I think 7, 8. 9, 7.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that could be. Yeah, 7, I think, yeah. So we've known each other quite a long time, and along that time, Aleida also started photographing, which I did a vlog about reviewing her website. So you can still look that one up right here, here, or there. I don't know where on YouTube they will do that. But we decided today that we wanted to photograph some things. We didn't know what to photograph, but right now I decided like, oh, let's go outside because we have a lot of harsh sunlight. Last time I was vlogging, we also had a lot of harsh sunlight. Can't even see, that's how bright it is. It's not even adjusting. So I was thinking I could take you guys along on what I do on a very bright day. So hopefully the sun will stay this way because I do see a few clouds, but whatever it will be, I will still tell you guys some tips on how to photograph in very bright light. I think that sums it up. It's very awkward when somebody else is in your studio and you're taping this. Oh, ook filmen als
Van tevoren bedachten wat je gaat zeggen en zo.
Nee. We're outside now. The sun just became brighter again. Sorry, the sun just became brighter again. But it's on and off. There's a lot of clouds now. So we don't know if our plan is going to succeed.
No. No, it will not succeed.
So we decided, you know what, we're just gonna shoot. And I'm gonna shoot with flash and without flash and show you the difference. So we're gonna look at that. We looked at this little spot right here because Aleida can stand in the middle of the plants. In the middle of the plants. Yeah, so we're gonna try and see what effect we can create. And sometimes the sun will peek through, so we don't know what effect that will have. We'll bounce with it as it comes. Yeah? Okay, bye! So we first decided where we should set up and where Aleida should stand, like putting some branches in front of her. We didn't have too many branches that we could pull in front of her, so we just worked with what we have. Aleida's dress, we kind of looked at it, see if it would look good, and tried some poses. So first I decided to shoot some with natural light so you guys can see a little bit of the difference, and also, you know, the difference between different kind of lights eventually. But here we made some photos. It looks pretty good. I mean, the sun went behind the clouds a little bit here and there, and it just gave this nice light, and then it would peek through and it would give a really nice like highlights on the face. So honestly, if you're just a natural light photographer, this would work great for you, this weather. It's just fine. But of course, we really want to try something different, so we went working with flash after this. So first I went all out and used a pretty harsh light to see what it did, and honestly, I didn't hate it, but it felt so natural to me, just like the last time that I was like, I don't know, maybe this is too much, and I ended up actually liking them way more than I thought, and I wish I shot way more with that light setup than I did. But overall, it just gave, of course, a little bit of a fake feeling to it, but later on I thought, oh, this would have worked so well with a good fine art editing, so I wish I did that a little bit more. After working with pretty much only flash, I decided to do it in between light setup again and use daylight and flash, so the flash would just strengthen the light that I was already using, and that looked pretty good. I liked it. First of all, the skin would look pretty smooth and nice, And next to that, in her eye, she would have an extra light catch because she had and the sun as a light source, and you would see the flash as a light source. So she had actually 2 light catches in her eye, which made them a little bit more sparkly, which I like. And sometimes when she would turn away, there was just a little bit too much shadow and it would make her look a little gray. So the flash would help to up that. And of course, I do like more shadow than that you see in these photos, but I think, I could always try that later on in editing. I know that's not the normal way to do it, but I felt like, okay, let's just try out what it can do. Maybe later on I would put my light source somewhere else where you would create more shadow, but for now it was just fine. So we were just trying different things, trying different poses, and creating images. So after that, we went to the location that I used for my last vlog just to shoot some more pictures. First, of course, I tried daylight again, which they didn't look bad. Again, daylight is daylight, but the sky was really blown out. So I was curious if I could really put my shutter speed up and see if I could bring the clouds back and then use flash to lighten her up and see how that would look. That worked actually. But what it did is it didn't give enough flash, and because I have an AD600, the watt wasn't strong enough. With the editing, it doesn't look too bad. I'm still getting used to this whole flash outside vibe. So at first I was like, no, I don't want this. So yet again, what I did eventually is just do a combination between daylight and a flash, and it worked out, but I was bummed out that there was no sky in the images. So either I Photoshop a sky in later, or I shop in the flowers high so that it's not even visible anymore, the sky. I thought that would probably be the best option, but later on when I tried it, it didn't work out either. So I worked mostly with the first images that we did with the trees, and those look great. So we're back in Lightroom, and first of all, I looked through the photos, decided that I didn't want to go with the photos with the flowers. I tried some editing over it to see if I would like it or not like it, and I just thought, I'm just gonna focus on the other photos. It's great for what it is, but I don't think I'll edit too many out of these. I might do it later again with a different kind of dress or something, but yeah, that's my choice for now. But I like these, and decided to go on editing these. I made a little pre-selection and then got to the editing. So I did really like the photos that I made. Here's one pre-edited with one of my new presets that I made, which are going to be in my online shop really soon, or are already there. I don't know when I'm bringing out this vlog, but I have to tweak them a little bit more, so there's a little bit of stuff that I need to do to them, but I am going to work with one today to show you what the result will be. So this was one that I did with daylight. I love it. It's really nice. I can definitely change it out, make it maybe a little bit less contrasty or a little bit more contrasty. And I could definitely apply like a fine art feel to this by editing it in Photoshop. First of all, I put my shutter speed up higher so that the natural light would kind of fade out and use a lot of flash. So this is pretty much all flash, what you see here. And I didn't dislike it. I tried a few shots with it. It did feel a little, a little fake. I really loved this shot, but then Aleida and I were looking at it and it's like, it's focused on the nose. Oh my goodness. I hate when that happens, and it's totally my own fault, but that happens. I like it. I mean, of course the colors are different than when you shoot with daylight, and that's why, it feels a little bit saturated, especially the yellows right now, but I can definitely use my preset and maybe make it a little bit more blue and edit it in Photoshop. I didn't dislike it. I definitely think I'm gonna edit some of these, but as you can see, there's a lot of dark spots because the light doesn't go in there and it's just flash. So you see the flash hitting here and here and here, and the rest just stays dark. Looking back, I wish I took more distance, so like the environment, the overall bushes around her would go even darker, because I think it would be really cool to have seen her
you know, going backwards, seeing the leaves around her going dark, and then into this light bulb in the middle where she's standing. So that's something I need to keep in mind for next time. Every time I learn something, this is why I love photography. I'm like, seriously, it's just blowing my mind every time I'm doing something, that you can learn something new every day. But yeah, I like it. And even with my preset, you know, it's a little yellow. I agree. Aleida also had a little bit of a brown skin. I was like, you've been in the sun. She's like, yeah, for like 5 minutes. And, you know, I get tan. I'm like, I'm so jealous. I'm always so super white. But yeah, it looks good. I mean, I definitely feel attracted to this kind of mood. Of course, I'm going to do some editing on that. And yeah, this already looks a lot better, just adding some more bluer tones. Yep, I love it. Looks good. Let's see the before. Yeah, that looks really good. So what I think I will do with my presets, I'll make the ones for outside, and I will make some for more flash photography. But because what also happens with flash, if you use a lot of flash, you get a lot more contrast. So if you use a lot of contrast because you use flash, then sometimes if you use a preset and it has already some contrast in it, or it has a certain vibe, it will get really contrasty. So I have to look into that, see if that's something I need to add, or if I can make an in-betweeny that works for either or. Anyway, looks good. Continuing, I will open up one eventually in Photoshop and show you a walkthrough of what I'll do there. So here I went through several photos, kind of analyzing what I liked, what I didn't like, what the difference was between using the natural light and the daylight, but I already explained that earlier in my video, so I'm not gonna repeat myself in that. So yeah, just checking everything and seeing what photos I wanted to edit eventually, and then of course turn it into Photoshop. All right, I opened it up in Photoshop, and first thing I'm just gonna do is I'm going to do some retouching on the skin, dodging and burning, you know, just the typical stuff. Get that out there. And a lot of people, they do frequency separation a lot different than I do. So don't hate me. But I'm really not into skin retouching, and I found a way that works for me. I'm just always using it nowadays. But I know it's not the proper way. So just so you know, I know, but I don't care. So here I am just doing some skin editing, just using frequency separation, taking some blemishes out, making the skin a little smoother. And eventually jumped into dodge and burn right away, and just try to make it even more even. Of course, first I overdo it, make it way too bright, and then I tone it down later. That's just the way I work. Then I see what I'm actually doing, and I like that way better. So most of the time I just edit it really solid, and then turn the opacity down of my dodge and burn folder. Alright, I did the frequency separation and the local dodging and burning. I always use local dodging and burning for all the dodging and burning, and I know that's not right and it makes it very intense, but normally what I do is just I tone it a little bit down. I have to be honest, I do like the contrast, it's just the highlights are too light. But even if I take the brighten down, you know, it's minimal, it's just already there, and I saw that in the beginning, so I'm doubting if I should just darken it up, or I think I'm going to try to put a little curve over it, and that way make sure that that highlight is not too much. But I want to do it where it still keeps its contrast, and that's always tricky. Because it just kind of goes over it all, and I don't want that. So you can see that it tones down the whole image. Even though I like it, I don't want that right now. So what I do is just mask over it so that it just takes out that one section. Maybe on the arms a little. That's just slightly, it's not that much because I still want to keep that contrast. So yeah, that will do. I think that's a little bit better. I can always like bring it back and make it lighter again, but I think I'm gonna leave this. So that's that for now. The base is good. Just if you don't want to see the before, this was what it was, and this is what it is now. These are just things, yeah, okay, you can do some stuff in Lightroom, but Photoshop to me works way easier for these things. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a new folder, call it color. Oh, not chlor, that's bad. That sounds like a dwarf in Lord of the Rings. Chlor, come here. Okay, color. And I'm going to dance around a little bit with all the colors. First of all, I like the green, but let's say I want to try something differently with it. I think there's several ways to do this. To have the biggest effect right away, I think I'm going to do selective coloring. You know, you tend to go to green, but I bet you it's more yellow than green. You can see a slight difference. I don't even know if you can see it, but it's doing something, but it's tiny. So I know then that most of it will be in the yellow. Yep, there it is. And you'll see her skin tone will also go like weird in this, but just ignore that for a second. So I just continued with selective coloring, tried some different tones, and then of course brushed out her skin. Then I felt like she was getting a little pale between the yellow leaves because her skin tone also had like this yellow feel to it. So I actually made a new layer and painted over her skin with a brown and put it on soft light, and then it gave a little bit more of a warm tone in her skin, which kinda, I mean, it still has a yellow tone in it, but it kinda was a contrast against the leaves. Put on some lipstick so she would feel a little less pale in her face. After that, I did some color and saturation because I wanted to do a little bit more pungent leaves. So I just tried to find different colors, see what I liked the most, and chose a color from that. After that, I actually added some more leaves to fill in the holes. My computer crashed when I was cutting, so I don't have it on tape. After I was done with that, I actually went through the visualizer and looked for some different things. I tried butterflies and smoke. So I ended up using a smoke for this image and it worked out pretty good. I didn't use it on any other images just because I was lazy, but I could have. It looked great. Overall, it was really fun to try this out. I think it worked out really good, and I was actually really also happy with my Lightroom presets, which gave me a great start to work with. So I did some softer toning, and then I did some more extreme toning in the next images, made them look a little bit orangey red with the leaves, and I like that as well. I don't really have a favorite. I think this photo would be my favorite, but more in the sense of coloring. I liked all the coloring. Thank you so much for watching yet again. I'm so excited that people actually like my videos. So if you really love what I'm doing, please like and subscribe, and I will see you the next time. Bye. Bye!